My beloved child, listen, for the hour has come. It is not an ordinary hour, not a passing moment like any other day, but an hour inscribed on the heavenly tablets from the beginning of time. There is a movement in the heavens unseen by human eyes, yet the spiritual realm trembles because of it. When the royal constellation rises in the night sky, it is not merely an astronomical sign, but the decree of my kingdom. My child rises. Many seasons have passed. Many layers of the dust of life have settled. There are places within you that have been weary, barren, and have whispered to me, and now I say to you, in this very breath, when the royal constellation appears, that hour is your hour. Not an hour decided by mankind, not the hour of chance, not the hour crafted by your own hands. It is the hour I have written from eternity. You thought you were hidden, yet I sheltered you in shadow so that no one could touch your seedling when it was still tender. You thought you were held back, yet I placed you behind so the enemy would not strike you before the appointed time. You thought you were forgotten in silence, yet I say, there has not been a single silent moment of yours that I did not hear, nor a tear of yours that I did not keep. Now rise, not by human strength, but by the call that has gone before you. Rise not as one striving to escape ashes, but as one whose name has been called higher than the storm. For my voice has thundered across the heavens, it is time, and when I speak, the earth stills. Heaven listens, creation aligns, and destiny turns. You think before you lies just another season, but this is not a season. This is a coronation shift. This is the changing of garments. This is the hour of anointing. This is the midpoint of ages within your soul. It is not a minor change, but a shedding. Not merely a step forward, but an exodus. Not only a new position, but a new identity. I call you out of the old, not because the old was wrong, but because it can no longer contain the glory I am placing upon you. You cannot hold new wine in old skins. You cannot receive the light of royalty with yesterday's thinking. You cannot enter the promised land still wearing the sandals of Egypt. Your hour does not demand striving. Your hour demands surrender. Let go of the plans you built. Let go of the fears you hid behind your smile. Let go of the heavy patterns of the old heart. Let go of the question, am I enough? For I declare, I am the enough. You do not need to be sufficient when I overflow. You do not need to understand when I have ordained. You do not need to see the whole path when I am the way. Hear this. O your soul, the kingdom does not rush, but the kingdom does not delay. This moment will not come twice. My wind is blowing, not as a gentle breeze through leaves, but as the breath that births new life. I am calling you out of comfort. I am separating you from the familiar. I am lifting you out of what you have known to place you in a light you have never stood in. Do not tremble. Shaking belongs to the flesh, but your spirit understands what I speak. You feel a strange breath stirring in your chest. Do you not? That is my spirit moving. You feel your heart still yet trembling, quiet yet burning, silent yet filled with motion. That is not emotion. That is heaven touching earth inside you. Remember this: when I formed the stars, I also wrote your name. When I stretched the heavens, I marked your place in time. When I spoke, let there be light, I also decreed, there will come a day my child rises, and that day is no longer distant. It is now. I do not call you to be strong alone. I call you so that I may be strong through you. I do not call you to prove anything to the world. I call you so that I may proclaim to heaven that you are mine. Now, the old garment falls. Invisible chains break. Doors no human opens swing wide. A path no human draws appears like gold upon stone. Do not look back. Do not mourn what I am stripping away. Do not fear the sound of things falling from you. Everything leaving now is only a shell. Everything I leave is essence. I am refining you with fire, not to burn you, but to crown you. I do not take you out of the fire, I sit with you in it. Stand. Breathe deeply. Place your hand upon your heart and know this: I am here. Not arriving. Already here. The royal constellation has risen. Your hour begins. And now, hold this breath as one carries the first flame of anointing. From this moment on, each beat of your heart carries the weight of heaven. I am not only lifting you higher, I am taking you deeper. Not deeper into fear, but deeper into knowing. Not deeper into obscurity, but deeper into light. When the royal constellation appears, it is not merely a sign to the eye, it is a summons to the soul. And your soul has heard. You are no longer where you were. Though your body remains in this room, your spirit has crossed a threshold. You have left the old valley, though your feet have not yet moved. You have stepped upon the hill of destiny, though the field ahead is still unseen. For the first step of destiny is not the movement of the feet, it is the awakening of the soul. And you have awakened. I see what your eyes have not yet seen. I hear the footsteps of angels surrounding you. Even if your ears have not yet caught their sound, I feel the slight tremor in your breath when I draw near. Even as you try to keep your outward composure. My child, do not try to appear strong anymore. The era of you straining alone has ended. The season where you had to protect yourself, lift yourself, stand by yourself, and prove yourself has completed its assignment. From here on, you do not stand by effort, you stand by choice. The choice to belong to me, the choice to trust me, the choice to let me be your strength. When you insist on standing by yourself, you cannot fly. But when you lay your burdens down and whisper, Father, I cannot do this alone, that is when your royal wings unfold. I did not call you to drag yourself across the earth. I called you to fly, not as a lost sparrow, but as an eagle of the eternal covenant. Can you feel it? The old ashes are falling away, not ashes of failure, but ashes of a season that has fulfilled its purpose. You are not being left behind. You have just completed a chapter the world has no authority to judge. For it was written between you and me. Every tear you shed did not fall in vain. Every quiet sigh you held inside did not disappear into nothingness. You have walked through many dark chambers, and each time you passed through, you carried the light. You may not have noticed, but heaven recorded it. You may not have seen it in yourself, but I did. You thought you were simply surviving. In truth, you were fighting, and you won, day after day, while believing you were merely trying to endure. I speak this so you may know the day you felt most exhausted was not a day of failure, it was a holy day. When you offered everything and no one saw, those moments will become the crown on your head when I call your name in the heights. Royalty is not bestowed in applause. It is conferred in silence. It is sealed in hidden places. It is breathed into the soul by my breath. And now, the oil has begun to flow. Your soul is awakening. A new stillness is settling upon you. Not the silence of the absence of noise, but the thunderous peace of heaven's seal. When silence is external, men sleep. But when silence enters the soul, the spirit rises. My child, I hear the quiet thought inside you, Father. I am afraid to make a mistake. I am afraid to step. I am afraid because I do not know the way. And I answer, you were not called to know everything. You were called to walk with me, not to hold the map, but to hold my hand, not to master knowledge, but to belong, not to rely on plans, but to follow my voice. Everything you need will come at the moment you need it. Every door you must cross will open at the appointed time. Every barrier you fear will fall when you approach. Do not try to calculate the 10th step when I am only calling you to take the first. My light does not illuminate the entire path, because I want you to walk with me, not with your understanding. The light rests only at your feet, so you will remember the key is not a pathway that is clear, but a Father who is near. And I say to you, do not fear the new wind. It will not carry you off course, it will bring you home. Do not fear the unfamiliar voice stirring in your spirit. It is not confusion. It is your soul learning heaven's language. You have heard enough of the world. Now you are learning my voice. It is never loud. It never rushes. It does not stir anxiety. It comes like morning breeze lifting the curtain, gentle, yet unmistakably waking the heart to the truth that it no longer belongs to the night. When the royal constellation rises, it is not only the season that shifts, identity shifts, foundation shifts, the way you stand shifts, the way you love shifts, the way you listen shifts. You are entering an hour where my nearness will be more tangible than ever before. You will not walk alone. I do not leave you orphaned on this journey. You will see signs, not for boasting, but so you will know you are not imagining. You will feel divine guidance pull like a gentle thread in your spirit, not to create dependency on sensation, but to confirm my hand is real. You will encounter those I send, not so you lean on man, but so you understand heaven never sends a warrior into battle alone. My child, I hear the whisper of your soul saying, I am ready, not with your mouth, but in the quiet trembling of your spirit. I see your breath slow, like a still lake preparing to mirror the sky. That is how the heart speaks before words do. And I step closer again, like holy mist thickening, touching your skin not to give you shivers, but to assure your soul it is not abandoned in this threshold between seasons. You stand at a doorway generations have prayed for, and yet you are the one whose name was called. Do not treat this lightly. What has arrived today is not random, not accidental, not the result of human striving. It is a divine appointment written in the heart of heaven, and your soul has arrived at the right place, the right time, in the right posture to receive. Beloved child, feel the unseen footsteps behind you, not pushing you, but guarding you. I hear that faint tremble in your heart saying you fear you are not enough. But listen, the weak are not disqualified from holy purpose, they are chosen for it. Strength is not the absence of trembling. Strength is standing while trembling. And that is what you are doing. Heaven does not search for the flawless. I look for surrendered hearts. Those who trust in themselves cannot hear me. Yet you, with all your tenderness and fragility, hear every breath of mine. Do not despise your weakness. It is the doorway grace walks through. When the royal constellation has appeared, do not look to the sky out there, look to the sky within your own heart. For the sign in the heavens exists only to awaken, but the true sign is carved into the breath of your spirit. That light is not suspended among the stars, but hidden beneath the ribs in the deepest chamber of your being. It is not the heavens shifting before your eyes, it is you being transformed before the heavens. And those who look at you from this day onward will sense something newly lit within your gaze. Though they may not know how to name it, they will say, you look different. Yet they will not understand that it is not a new face, but an ancient soul awakened. I know you fear that entering the new means losing what once was. But remember, I do not take from you what you need. I only remove what once saved you but now would hold you still. Some things are beautiful when you are small, yet become burdens when you have grown. Release them not because you are disappointed by the old, but because you are mature enough to receive the new. What you call memory, I call a season completed. What you clutch in fear of emptiness, I remove because I desire fullness for you. Do not hold my hand with regret. Hold it with expectation, for I never lead my beloved into lack. I lead into abundance, and abundance comes only to empty hands, not clenched fists. Some relationships will fade, not because they are wrong, but because you are rising to a place they have not been summoned. Some old dreams will quiet, not because they were false, but because a greater dream has awakened, and habits once called safe will soon feel narrow. My child, do not mourn the small room when I am opening the gate to the royal halls. You were not born for confinement. You were destined to walk the corridors of light, where your steps do not echo with strain but with purpose. You ask me, Father, what do I walk by? I answer, you walk by knowing me, not by strength, but by nearness, not by plans, but by breath. When your steps tremble, stand still in me. When your heart feels tangled, be silent and let me speak. When fear tries to scream, let my whisper strike louder than the world's roar. What comes from me does not shove you, it draws you close. It does not force, it invites. It does not push, it calls. It does not confuse, it makes you long to see my face. Heaven's guidance is not a shout, it is the gentle pull of holy love. Hear this from today forward. You will not live by reaction, but by revelation. You will not run out of fear, but step because you are led. You will not cling from emptiness, but give from fullness. Every shift trembling beneath your feet is not to topple you, but to shake off the ashes from your new mantle. Every imbalance in your soul is not a warning, it is a sign of lifting. When I raise someone, their heart feels strange before their eyes see height, and you are standing in that place now. Look to me. My child, do not look at the unknown. Do not listen to fear's whisper. Do not stare at mirrors that replay yesterday's image. Look to me. When your gaze rests on me, every change becomes the soundtrack of progression. When your gaze rests on me, what others call danger, you will call sacred, not because you are strong, but because I am near. Now do this slowly. Place your hand upon your chest, where your soul knocks against life. Feel that beating. It is not merely the rhythm of flesh, it is the rhythm of covenant. I breathe, my presence there. This is not merely a promise, it is certainty. You do not enter the new alone. You enter with me, and where I step, darkness falls silent. Where I step, doors open. Where I step, worry shrinks beneath royal authority. I hear your soul bowing, like a stalk of wheat bending when heaven's wind touches it. Not bowing from fear, but bowing because holiness has come close. I feel your breathing change, no longer fast from anxiety, but steady with peace. That is the truest sign, not the shout of faith, but the quiet breath of one who knows they are held. And now I complete the first part of my call, so you may stand upon a foundation set before the world began. Listen carefully. My beloved, you are not simply invited into a new season, you are sealed to step into the role heaven wrote for you from the beginning. Not a role measured by worldly achievement, but by the depth of surrender and faithfulness. Those who belong to me do not shine because they stand on platforms, they shine because they have knelt. And you have knelt in rooms no one saw. You have reached for me in nights where only silence witnessed you. Do not think I did not see. Do not think heaven's quiet meant heaven's neglect. Every whisper you prayed in hidden stillness has been etched into the fabric of time. No tear has been lost. No moment of weakness despised. All of it is proof that you are mine. Now you rise not by strength, but by sign, not by striving, but by grace, not by merit, but by my sovereign choosing. When the royal constellation burns in the sky, it is not astronomy, it is heaven declaring, my child rises to their place. And that place is not a point on a map, but a posture in the soul, upright in me, yielded in me, steady in me, and radiant in me. My child, do not fear movement. It may make you tremble, but it will not break you. Do not fear what you do not yet understand. Faith is not understanding everything. Faith is holding my hand when your eyes cannot see the path. Do not panic when you feel as if you are drifting. That is me releasing the old anchors so you will no longer tie yourself to a harbor that was never yours. What I am about to do cannot be measured by human sight, cannot be comprehended by human hearing, cannot be planned by human minds. For the plans I have for you are not woven by logic, but by glory. I place a shining sword at your right, not to fight the darkness, but to mark that the light belongs to you. I place a mantle on your shoulders, not for you to flaunt, but to remind you that you are anointed, not decorated. I pour oil on your head, not for fragrance, but to seep into your very bones until every promise I have spoken becomes the breath inside you. Hear this closely, for it is the final gate before you step through. You do not enter this new season by strength, you enter by belonging. It is not I can, but He works within me. It is not I am worthy, but He chose. It is not I am enough, but He is the one who is enough. From this day, you will find yourself changing, but without forcing. Your heart will feel deeply where others see nothing unusual. My words will fall into your spirit like oil falling into clay, and the clay will soften. You will hear my voice in the quiet, and that quiet will become holy ground. You will know the next step not through analysis, but through peace that gently pushes your back when no one else can see. This is my guidance, not pushing, but inviting, not loud, but luminous, not heavy, but steady. With one last breath in this moment, place your hand on your chest again. Feel that rhythm not as a clock counting time, but as heaven beating inside human flesh. You carry royalty within clay. You carry destiny clothed in humility. You carry fire inside an earthen jar, and that flame will not go out. Now I seal this first movement. You belong to me. You are called. You are anointed. You are sent, and your time has come. Breathe in the greatness I have placed within you. Breathe out the remnants of the old life departing from you. Listen closely. It is not thunder you hear, but a drop like morning dew falling upon a leaf at dawn. That is how I speak when I want your soul to hear, not your ears. I do not shout to prove my royalty. True royalty does not need to roar, it only needs to be present. And I am present now, not as a distant king, but as breath standing close to your neck. You are in the season of my nearness. Near not because you prayed harder, but because what I am doing in you requires my whisper beside you. My child, I do not build you through pressure, I build you through closeness. I do not pull you with fear, but with love stronger than death. Remember this, the things I birth in you never begin with loud knocking. They begin with a gentle stirring deep within, a longing you cannot explain, a sense that you were born for more, a call without sound but full of depth. You think it is your dream, but it is me. I planted that seed in the womb of your spirit long ago, and today it begins to break open. Do not fear when you feel yourself changing so much that even you do not recognize your reflection. Do not fear when others no longer understand you. Misunderstanding is not rejection, it is elevation. I remove you from familiar spaces, not because you failed, but because you outgrew them. Just as a bird is not pushed from the nest for punishment, but so it may fly. And now, your spirit begins to feel wings you once only heard about in promises. I know. The human part of you still wants to hold old habits, old thoughts, old rhythms, claiming it is safer. But listen, what feels safe to you cannot do what is sure in me. The doors I open do not stand on reason, they stand on authority. The land I give is not gained through worldly preparation, but heavenly surrender. You do not need to know everything. You simply need to agree. It is not I am confident, but I walk with my Father. And let me say this clearly, letting go of the old is not discarding past grace. It is removing old garments so they do not block new oil. Your faithfulness in the last season has not been unnoticed. I treasure the days you stood even when you felt no fire. The hours you prayed though you felt nothing. The moments you chose love though your heart was weary. That is gold. That is holy seed you planted in secret. And now I lead you into a harvest you did not realize you sowed so richly for. You ask in your heart, Father, how will I know I am walking right? I say, not by noise, but by peace, not by spotlight, but by inner light, not by excitement, but by stillness firm as stone. I lead you not through fear, but through gentle invitation that cannot be resisted. You will know, not by analysis, but by recognition, not by pressure, but by rest. For what is from me does not scatter your soul, it roots your steps. Pressure is not the mark of heaven, presence is. When I lift you, I do not lift you above others, but closer to me. Heavenly rising is not climbing, it is entering. Deeper, nearer, quieter, brighter. I do not place you on a stage, I place you in my heart. And from my heart, you will go forth with authority the world cannot imitate. Listen deeply, for what I am about to speak is not for hurried ears, but for the soul that knows how to recognize a calling in silence. What you are going through is not random, not meaningless chaos, not delay or failure as the world sees it. It is training. It is refining. It is the season where I am sending your roots deeper beneath the surface, into places no human eye sees but heaven records. No one applauds roots. No one praises roots. Yet roots are where victory begins. There are seasons that look quiet on the outside, yet within them I am working more than in the loudest seasons. I am not shaping you to become the most beautiful tree in gentle wind. I am making you the tree that does not break when storms roar. Do not think I have forgotten you when I teach you to wait. I have not abandoned you when I allow you to walk through lack, through loneliness, through a darkness you cannot explain. This is the training ground of warriors who belong to heaven. I do not forge swords with silk. I temper steel with fire. And your soul is being forged through the moments no one understands, through the tears no one sees, through the times you stand again while your knees still tremble. You think you are weak, but that is exactly when my strength is forming. You think you are doing nothing, yet every faithful breath is a yes that echoes in heaven. Beloved, silence is not punishment, it is strategy. I pull you away from noise so you can hear me clearly. I allow you to face what is within so that you will not become someone strong on the outside yet hollow within. I strip from you the things you once believed were your safety so that you may know the true foundation is not systems, not people, not talent, but me alone. Everything I take, I return differently, deeper, purer, stronger, holier. You ask, why must it be this hard? I answer, because you were not created for an easy life. You were created to carry royalty. No one wears a crown with hands that have never trembled, never bled, never held a sword in the midnight hours, listening only for my breath. Spiritual royalty is not born in bright halls, it is born in adversity, where the only choice left is to trust me or collapse. And you have chosen trust. Every time you choose to stand, angels record it. Every time you choose forgiveness, heaven rejoices. Every time you cleanse your heart from bitterness, I call it victory. What the world sees as weakness, I call glory. Child, I am not training you to live quietly. I am training you to stand in the battlefield of the Spirit without fear. I am training you to hear my voice among thousands. I am training you so that when you speak a word, darkness retreats. I am training you so that when you enter a room, the atmosphere shifts. Not because you learned a technique, but because light was born in you through the fire of nights you wept. This is rooting. This is the deepening. You are not being set back. You are being lowered into a chamber of strength that only souls broken before me can enter. You do not yet see how strong you are, because true strength is not a feeling, but a nature. People believe strength is thunder. I say strength is a voice that does not tremble even when night surrounds it. People think victory is applause. I say victory is choosing to stand with me when no one stands with you. I see your heart. I hear the quiet questions, Father. Am I still on the right path? I say, yes. You are going deeper, not getting lost. You are not silent because it is useless. You are silent because I am laying foundation. You are not slow because you failed. You are slow because I am building inner power, while others run to be seen. You are hidden to be shaped, and when I open the door, you will not simply enter, you will rise. I am activating heavenly capacity in you, not potential for human applause, but potential for heaven. The ability to hear heaven, to discern, to carry peace as a weapon, to love without running dry, to remain where others flee, to intercede until heaven answers. You think those things are gentle, but they are power. I am not training you to excel by the world's measure. I am training you to be dangerous to darkness. And when I say awakening, it is not a moment of emotion. It is a process. It is the seed splitting before it breaks the soil. That breaking hurts. That breaking is lonely. But your breaking follows heaven's design, not collapse. You are opening into a strength you never imagined you carried. Beloved child, do not fear the work I am doing in you. I am not molding you to break you. I am leading you through the fire so that you may carry the likeness of light. And that light does not come from knowledge, but from being touched by me. People can learn to speak about me, but only those who walk through the fire with me speak with my breath. So do not rush to escape this season. Do not demand release from refinement while my hands are still shaping you. Do not wish to end early what I began deeply within you. You are not delayed, you are precisely on time. And the day you see clearly what I have prepared, you will say, thank you, Father, for the nights I thought I was abandoned, when in truth I was being renewed. Stand, child, keep believing, stay soft, for a true warrior is not one who never trembles, but one who knows who keeps them standing. And you, my child, are becoming such a warrior. What I forge in you will echo into eternity. Child, I hear your heart. This is no longer merely a calling, it is the journey of inner formation. I am not simply inviting you to walk, I am shaping your heart, your sight, and the sacred rhythm of your breath. As you step deeper into this new realm of light, I will open your eyes to what you could not perceive before. I am not only preparing you for this season, I was preparing every season before it to bring you to this exact moment. No second was lost. No step was wasted. Not a single tear fell without being gathered by me like a holy seed. You think you are entering a new chapter, but in truth you are returning to your original design. You are not becoming someone else. You are returning to the original version of yourself that I wrote before time began. Destiny is not the future. Destiny is heaven's memory awakening in your soul. And now, that memory has begun to unfold. In the previous season, you learned to rise. In this season, you will learn to stand firm. The old season trained you through lack and waiting. This one trains you through abundance and stepping forward. The past required patience. This season requires boldness. Do not confuse boldness with haste. Do not confuse confidence with noise. My people advance not with loud shouts, but with a stillness that makes darkness tremble. The noisy stir the air. Those who belong to me stir the unseen realm in ways human ears do not hear. Now listen with your spirit when I open a door. It does not only open around you, it opens within you. It opens in thought, in vision, in habits, in values, in how you see the world and yourself. Entering a new season is not stepping into a different space. It is becoming a different person. Your old self cannot walk into new glory, not because you are barred, but because you would not recognize the path if you carried the old patterns with you. This is why I am removing what no longer serves your soul, relationships that have fulfilled their purpose. Small dreams too narrow for new wine. Burdens that once tethered you to the ground. Do not mourn when they depart. Loss is not always loss. Sometimes it is release. I never take anything from you that I do not replace with something greater, deeper, and more true. Child, some things I ask you to surrender are not wrong. They are simply no longer big enough for who you are becoming. Smallness once kept you safe, but now it restricts you. I do not call you to live in safety. I call you to live in grace. And grace is wider than safety. It requires you not to cling to what was, not to hold the old version of yourself, not to shrink back into familiar rhythms. Let me expand the chambers of your heart, not to burden you, but to make room for more light. You ask, Father, how do I know this is not illusion? How do I know this is not just my imagination? And I say what I do always carries a mark of deep peace, not surface peace, but peace like the deep soil after heavy rain, silent yet full of weight and life. My plans do not rush you, they steady you. My steps do not confuse you, they draw you into trust. Darkness urges you to run, light invites you to stand, and I am inviting you to stand. When I lead you into a new season, I do not thrust you out like a fledgling forced from the nest. I carry you on my wings like an eagle, lifting and lowering, so you learn not through fear, but through certainty in the wings I have given you. I do not let you fall. I teach you that you can fly. Child, I see this in your heart. You fear failing in front of others. You fear stepping out and being mocked if success does not appear quickly. Hear me, you do not step out to prove anything to people. You step to align with heaven's blueprint. Anything that begins in me cannot fail. Perhaps the world will not see results immediately, but heaven records every movement. My measure of success is not applause or attention, but the rising of your soul, the strengthening of your faith, and the depth of your obedience. Do not fear moving slowly. In my kingdom, slow is not late, slow is deep. Do not envy those who sprint. Be steadfast like one who plants. Runners shine early, but planters endure through changing seasons. I am not making you a firework. I am making you an oil lamp. Fireworks spark for a moment. Oil burns through the long night. And I call you to stand when the world sleeps. You ask, Father, will it be hard? And I answer yes, but not in the way you once carried hardship. The old burdens crushed you. The weight I give lifts you. You will feel stretched, but never broken. You will feel tension, but never depletion. Because in this season, your strength will not come from striving, but from flow. You do not push the river, you float on its current. You do not roar to be strong, you stand still, and strength rises within you. True strength is not noise, true strength is presence, unshaken. Now I ask you a question as gentle as breath, yet as weighty as a crown upon the brow of the chosen. Are you willing for me to open your eyes to a point from which you can never return to who you once were? For when I open your eyes, you will behold what you have never seen. When I open your ears, you will hear what the world cannot hear. When I open your heart, you will carry within yourself what no human language can contain. Not that you may become strange, but that you may become spirit. Not that you may withdraw from the world, but that you may lift others out of the mud and lead them into light. There will be those who follow you in this season, not because you shine, but because they recognize that I am walking within you. And there will be those who leave, not out of hatred, but because the light in you draws a line between truth and shadow. Do not resent them. Do not hold them. Do not mourn their departure. Their leaving is the sign that I am raising your station to a higher realm. Even now, I place in your heart a steadiness, not the steadiness that comes from understanding all things, but from trusting me in all things. You will learn stillness as armor, gentleness as a sharp blade, humility as a hidden throne in silence, and trust as the key that opens every door I have ordained. You do not walk alone, you walk with me, in me, from me, and your breath will blend with mine until there is only one rhythm. This is the sign of the new season, not loud surface brightness, but a quiet, holy depth within. Stand still here for a moment. In this sacred emptiness, in the silence heaven uses to anoint, no sound is needed, no spotlight required, yet every drop is falling true, heavy, and holy. Let me touch the innermost core of you, for when you step out, you will not merely shine, you will carry the fragrance of heaven, my beloved child. There are moments in the spiritual journey when the soul no longer stands at the threshold of change, but has crossed fully into it. No longer a dream, not a promise approaching, but a promise breaking open upon you. And you are there, in that very moment, not a distant future, not a fragile hope, but the living reality of divine intent unfolding in the deepest place of your soul. In this season, I do not call you to run faster, I call you to go deeper, not to wage great battles outwardly, but to win quiet victories within, not in many petitions, but in many minutes sitting still under my breath. For those who belong to me do not win by noise, they win by the heartbeat that matches heaven. The world waits for miracles from the outside, but for you, the miracle begins from within. Child, true strength is not born in storms, it is forged in stillness. Not an empty stillness, but a stillness thick with oil, dense with heaven's breath, peaceful enough that every voice of fear falls silent. There are times I lead you into the vein of that silence so you may know that strength is not what you create, it is what you receive when you stop inside me. You once believed stepping into destiny meant knowing everything clearly. Yet in truth, stepping into destiny is walking when you cannot see the whole path. But knowing my hand holds yours, courage is not confidence in your control. It is confidence in the one who finished the outcome before you began. Faith is not stepping when you are certain. Faith is stepping when I alone are certainty. And you are stepping exactly so. There are times you wished I would push you forward. Yet I simply stood and watched. For I do not want you to fly with borrowed wings. I want you to discover the wings I placed within you. I do not want you strong through leaning on others. I want you strong because my presence lives in you. When I am silent, it is not absence, it is elevation. My silence is not emptiness. It is the chamber where a new nature is born in you. The seasons you feared have ended. You no longer shrink to survive. I am calling you out from the place of striving for approval into the stature of one already appointed. No longer to prove, but to unveil what has always been woven into your identity. My name on you is not a distant promise. It is the seal shining stronger with every choice, every word. Every quiet moment you stand firm when no one understands why. Child, some leave not because you are wrong, but because you are being set apart. I do not abandon you among people. I draw you away from the crowd so I may pour oil upon you. Some relationships do not break, they complete. Some doors close not to confine you, but to move you. And when I move, no one can hinder. Not everything that leaves you is lack. Sometimes it is me clearing sacred space so I may enter more fully. Write this upon your heart: you do not ascend to become someone. You ascend to return to who you truly are in me. What I am doing is not creating a new you. It is removing everything that ever blinded you from seeing the true you I shaped in the beginning. I am not molding you into another form. I am revealing the precious metal that has always been beneath the dust. Destiny is not what you strive to reach. Destiny is what you rise to receive. Do not fear if one day you wake up and find everything changed. Your desires shift. The voice within you sounds different. What you need and no longer need transforms. This is not confusion. This is alignment. You are not losing direction. I am pulling you out of old directions. An arrow must be drawn backward before it can fly far. A flower must break its bud before it blooms. And a soul must be emptied before it can be filled. I am pouring into you what the world cannot give. Honor does not come from applause, but from holy oil. Authority does not rise from position, but from presence. Stature does not come from crowds, but from my spirit dwelling within. When you speak, your words will carry weight, not because of your volume, but because heaven's wind travels with your voice. When you walk, the ground beneath your feet will recognize the steps of one who is sent. You do not belong to the lowlands where doubt reigns. You belong to the mountain heights where faith sees what feet have not yet walked. Do not bend your head to see who understands you. Lift your gaze and see where I am leading you. The called are not always understood, but the chosen are always guided. Now, let this breath settle. No hurry, no striving. This is the moment where oil soaks in, crowns are placed, and a soul grows in ways unseen by human eyes. When you rise from this moment, you will not walk as one who came here. You will walk as one who carries heaven's seal in sacred silence. And you will know it is not you who grips destiny, but destiny who grips you. It is not you who chases greatness. Greatness has come to you. It is not you who holds the blessing is holding you. And when this season opens, you will walk not with the steps of one searching, but with the steps of one invited, chosen, anointed, and sent. Beloved child, stay still a moment longer. This transition is unlike anything you have known. Not a small shift, not a gradual step, but a silent elevation wrapped in authority. I do not lift you by thunder, but by breath. I do not move you by storm winds, but by the soft wind of my spirit. I do not push you into the spotlight, but lead you into a place where you stand, and the light within you begins to shine rather than the light of the world shining upon you. In this moment, my work is not on the outside of you. It is deep within the place where your breath rises. You are entering a season where you live from within, not from without, not from opinion, not from expectation, not from fear of failure nor hunger for recognition. You are no longer pulled by noise. You are guided by a whisper. And you will see those truly lifted by me do not announce themselves. The world simply begins to whisper. Who is this? Why does peace follow them? Why do their steps carry weight? Do not think my silence is delay. I am not slow. I am placing foundation stones you cannot yet see. Not surface foundation, but spiritual foundation. Tall houses require deep roots. Crowns need strong shoulders. Glory demands a heart that can bow. Open doors require steady steps. And I am strengthening the bones of your spirit before the winds of awakening arrive. You ask me, Father, how will I know when I am ready? And I answer, when you stop needing feelings to confirm and start moving by presence alone. The immature must feel to believe. The mature believe first. And the feeling follows. You are maturing. You are shifting from trembling faith to royal faith. Not faith that cries out in panic, but faith that stands and knows that if I have spoken, nothing above or below can stand against it. My child, I am teaching you to walk by breath, not by the cries of anxiety, not pulled by the pace of the world, but by the quiet rhythm of my spirit. For in this season, those chained to noise will burn out, but those who hear the rhythm of the Spirit will stay filled with oil. And you are the one I am filling with oil. Not oil earned by human effort, the oil formed in secret worship. Unseen tears. Bowed heads in places only I witnessed. And every moment you chose me when something else was easier. There are people who wonder why you are changing. There are those who ask why you are not who you used to be. Let them ask. You were not created to shrink back into an old form just because others are familiar with it. You were born to grow, not repeat. I do not lead you in circles. I lead you in ascent. And this level is higher, holier, deeper, brighter. I know there will be moments when you look around and see yourself walking alone. My child, that is not abandonment, that is chosenness. Numbers are not the proof that I am present. My sign is a heavy presence, a deep peace, a certainty braided into the sinews of your spirit. I did not choose a large army for Gideon. I did not choose an armored king for David. I did not choose scholars for prophecy. I choose hearts that stay open, ears that stay soft, feet that remain humble. And I have chosen you this way. There are things I am pulling out of your heart not to wound you, but to make you lighter. Some attachments are leaving you not because you failed, but because they have expired. When you feel a disconnect from what once mattered, do not fear. I am moving your roots into new soil. You are not losing. You are being relocated. You are not weakening. You are being separated from the small so you can enter the great. I know you once prayed with excitement. Now you pray with a quiet breath. That is the mark of maturity. Maturity is not the loss of fire. Maturity is fire that no longer needs noise. There is no need for many words anymore. A single Father is enough for heaven to understand it all. There is no longer a need to prove faith. Simply standing firm causes darkness to tremble. In the days to come, you will witness something strange yet profoundly real. Opportunities that once chased, you will return. Doors that once shut will open on their own. Dreams you thought were dead will awaken again. Not because you searched for them, but because the time I appointed has touched them. You thought you were late, yet you arrive exactly when I wrote for you to arrive. No season I prepare will ever pass by the one I am preparing. My child, when I bring you into a season of acceleration, do not rush. Heaven's acceleration is not frantic speed, it is effortless movement. It is not fueled by pressure, but by strength that flows from me. The world accelerates by straining, you accelerate by resting in peace. The world tries to hold everything tight, you walk with open hands. knowing that what I assign to you can never slip from your grasp. And in the days ahead, you will see two things happen at once, shedding and adding. I will remove what is excessive and place what is essential. I will close things you once longed for and open things you never dared to hope. And all of it will not be to confuse you, but to show you that destiny is not created by force. Destiny is revealed when you stand in the place I appointed. My child, keep your eyes on me, because when you look at me, seas split, doors swing wide, your heart steadies, and your steps do not falter. When you watch the wind, you sink. When you look at me, you rise. Not because you are strong, but because my presence lifts you. You will look back and not understand how you made it through. And I will smile and say, because you did not walk, I carried you. Remember this, no one is called to shrink when they have been anointed to grow. You were not born to blend into the crowd. You were born to lead them upward, not by shouting, but by living proof, not by arguments, but by presence that carries peace, not through loud victories, but through victories that do not need explanation. And when the world asks for your secret, you will only smile, because the secret is not skill, the secret is being near me. The secret is not strategy, the secret is surrender. The secret is not seeing every step ahead, the secret is holding the hand of the one who writes tomorrow. So breathe slowly. Beloved, place your hand over your chest and feel that pulse. You are not trying to believe, you are living belief. You are not running into a new season, you are flowing into it like a river finding its sea. And every river is born with its sea appointed. So are you. I speak the final seal of this portion upon your brow. You are not preparing to enter the new season. You are the new season entering the earth. Beloved, come sit one step closer. Do not hurry away from this breath. Do not rush out of this sacred chamber only to return to the rhythm of the old life. You are being anointed. You are not in a beautiful moment. You are being rebuilt. And I want you to receive all that I am doing, not through striving, but through stillness. There are moments in heaven where those who hurry miss, those who clutch lose, but those who open receive, those who stand still are filled, those who trust are transformed. And this is such a moment. You once believed maturity meant knowing more, but true maturity is hearing deeper, not hearing through emotion, but through spirit. Not listening to what the world claims you lack, but to what I declare you carry. And I declare this: you have me. That is enough. When you have me, you do not stand at thresholds waiting for permission to enter. You stand as one summoned to step through. When you have me, you do not ask for safety. You dwell in safety. When you have me, every season serves you. Every wind pushes you forward. Every trial shapes you. And every tear waters the seed of blessing I planted long ago. You once asked me for more strength. Today I do not give you strength. I change your nature. You once asked me to open the path. Today I do not merely open the path. I make you the path others will walk toward the light. You once asked me to silence the words of your enemies. Today I place glorious silence upon your lips, and the noise around you will fade on its own. You once prayed for outward victory. I give you inward victory. And when victory reigns within, no battle outside can shake you again. Remember this: grace for the old season cannot carry you into the new. The prayers that once were enough must now deepen. The thoughts once acceptable must now be holy. The relationships once familiar must now be discerned, not because they are wrong, but because you have changed. And true transformation never troubles a healed heart. It only unsettles those still living in yesterday. But do not look back. Do not turn because of their gaze. Do not stop because of memory. Do not cling to those who walk away. I am the one who holds you. No one who leaves can remove what I have placed within you. In this season, do not try to shine. Abide and you will shine. Do not chase visibility. Embrace being used. Do not run to where applause gathers. Stand where I consecrate. For in that place you will see what only those who stand with heaven can see. It is not applause that sustains the chosen. It is my breath. And you do not live by the voice of man. You live by my breath. There will come a day when you step into a room where no one knows your name. Yet the atmosphere within you will make them fall silent. There will come a day when a single sentence from your lips will move hearts more deeply than 1,000 long sermons. There will come a day when you simply cross a threshold, and darkness will know it has no place. That is the moment when it will not be you speaking, but me speaking through you. Not you standing, but me standing in you. Not you carrying peace, but peace surrounding you like an invisible mantle tailored in heaven. Do not ever mistake gentleness for weakness, my child. Gentleness is strength that has been refined. Do not assume silence is emptiness. The silence of those who belong to me has more weight than the roaring of the world. Do not think slowness means delay. Slowness in me always arrives on time. And now you walk not as one searching, but as one who carries, not to prove you belong to me, but to show the world that I belong to you. I know there will still be days when your heart trembles, and I do not blame you. Even the chosen have moments of weakness. Yet weakness does not mean you have lost. Weariness does not mean you missed the way. Quiet does not mean distance. It only signals a moment when I draw you close and whisper, lean on me, not on your own strength, and you will discover that in your weakness. My power shines brightest. When you have no strength left to stand for me, I will stand for you. When you do not know how to pray, your breath becomes prayer. When tears fall, they are not a sign of defeat, but of cleansing, softening, shaping and preparing you for heights only a tender heart can rise to. My child, in the days ahead, do not count who walks with you. Do not fear being few. Heaven does not need many to shake the earth. Heaven needs the right ones, and you are one of them, not because you are perfect, but because you surrender, not because you are strong, but because you allow my strength to live in you, not because you know much, but because you listen deep. The world lifts those with proof. I lift those with faith. And you believed in silence. Therefore I will honor you in glory. Trials will come. I hide nothing from you, but none will come to break you. All will come to shape you. I do not test you to learn you. I test you so you may learn yourself. Not so you fear, but so you see you are stronger than you ever knew. Because I am in you. In those days, remember, do not react with fear. Respond with a breath of trust. Do not speak much. Simply stand still and watch me act. Not every battle requires a sword. Many greatest victories are won in rest. Soon you will see what once terrified you will not even shake the corner of your soul. What once made you frantic will not disturb your breath. What once weakened you will now only bow your head deeper in trust. That is maturity. That is the mark of no longer living by sight. That is the sign you have entered the ranks of those I trust to bring heaven's plans to earth. And I say this to you as a father placing his hand on your shoulder in a holy hour. You are not called to survive. You are called to build. Not to merely endure, but to conquer. Not to sit inside history, but to write heaven's story upon it. And every day ahead will prove it. Rise in stillness. Walk in lightness. Speak less and love more. Keep your eyes on me and your hands open. For those who grasp, lose. Those who open, receive. Stop asking when and begin saying, I am ready. Do not say, I am afraid. Breathe. Father is here, and even if your feet tremble, the light in you will not. My blessing poured into you will not return empty. Your season does not retreat, and the door whose hinges you hear shifting is the very door I ordained. Now stand, not in striving but in assignment, not in haste but in heaven's breath, not to be seen, but so light may be seen through you. You no longer seek a new season. You are the new season, and where you step, the ground will know. Where you speak, hearts will stir. Where you are silent, heaven will rest heavy. Where you touch, souls will remember to whom they belong. Go, my child, light yet true, humble yet royal, quiet yet sharp, still yet blazing. For this is not only a new time, this is your time. Beloved child, you now leave the old land of your soul. Do not take this lightly. Some seconds simply pass, others open an era. And you are standing in an era now. My words just planted are not meant to stir emotion for a moment. They are eternal seed. They will not fall without fruit. They will bloom in the dawn of your spirit, in each quiet breath. In the nights you look toward heaven and whisper, Father, how much farther? And I will answer, you are not going far from me. You are going deep into me. Breathe as one who knows they belong to an inexhaustible source. Rise from fear as one who knows they were called by name. Walk lightly as one known by the wind and respected by the dark. You do not leave this moment as one who came and went. You leave as one who carries a seal, a breath, a light from the Holy One who touched your heart. Some hear and forget, you heard and transformed. Because you did not come here for pretty words, you came for keys, and I have given them. Now, as you close your eyes, let your spirit see what flesh cannot. A gate has opened, not a gate of striving, but of grace, not a gate of fear and missing out, but of destiny awaiting your step. You are no longer asking for doors to open. The door is open. Your task is not to pound walls, but to walk through, not to worry what the world thinks, but to listen where heaven calls you. And that call rises now. Soft, yet undeniable, your time has come. Do not look back at the days you strained to be loved. Do not turn toward places where you shrank to fit the sight of others. Do not mourn doors I closed with my own hand. For I close only to open what no human hand could turn. What does not belong to this season will fall away like the final leaf drifting in beautiful silence. Do not chase the leaf. Look at the sprout rising. You have walked through days when you thought you were forgotten. Yet now you know it was not abandonment. It was a covering hand. An incubation. A seed hidden in the soil. The dark ground was not failure. It was a womb. Silence was not emptiness. It was the waiting room of glory. Slow breath was not weakness. It was the rhythm of heaven. You thought you were moving backward. Yet in truth you were being positioned to advance in a way that would never require retreat again. Look at your journey with spiritual eyes. You have never been lost. Even the spirals, the tears, the trembling moments that felt meaningless were threads woven into this hour. I have crafted every day with a steady hand. I have touched every step with unsleeping eyes. You did not come here by accident. I drew you here. And now, my child, prepare to see with a new light. Some will say you have changed. Smile. You did not change to be different from them. You changed to be aligned with me. Some will step away from you. Do not grieve. Their departure is a sign that you are rising. Do not hold anyone outside their destiny just because you remember fondly. True love does not cling. It releases. So love like heaven loves, not like fear grasps. I see the slight trembling in your chest when I say move forward. Do not be ashamed. Trembling is proof that you still feel, still live, still remain soft. But let that trembling become holy. Walk with tender feet but a steel soul. For I go before you, I walk within you, and I guard behind you. Not a single drop of your sweat falls without my gathering. Not a single restless night passes without my nearness. And now, I place upon you a mantle of peace like a silver blade in the night. No one touches you without touching the light. Child, when you open your eyes after this sacred hour, the world may look unchanged, but you have changed, and that change in you will quietly transform everything around you. Not by loud declaration, but by gentle breath, not by banners, but by presence. You will not try to shine, you will simply remain in me, and the light will release itself. This is not technique, this is the essence of one who belongs to heaven. I place upon you a soft authority, power that does not shout yet strikes deep, not showy, yet shaking what cannot stand, needing no proof, yet seen by those with eyes. Some will ask, "What happened to you?" And you will not need to lecture, you will simply tell the breath. You will say, "I heard the voice of my Father, and the fire is no longer the same." Now breathe deeply, as if drawing heaven into your chest. Exhale like one releasing the old season to its last drop. From this moment forward, you do not carry heavy burdens on your shoulders, you carry oil upon your forehead. You do not bear old loads, you wear gentle power. You do not walk uncertainly, you stride like one who knows the way because the one who leads you is never blind. And before you leave this sacred moment, I seal you with this final decree: you no longer seek the new season. You are the sign of the new season. Go, my child. Light yet profound, still yet strong, silent yet resounding, humble yet royal. The enemy has heard my voice upon your life, and it trembles. Heaven has confirmed you, and earth will follow. And when you step out, do not say, "It is finished." Say, "The new season begins." May the Lord continually remind you to live each day in faith and in His love. Click follow and turn on notifications so you never miss the sacred messages the Lord desires to speak into your life. May the Lord bless you. Amen.